Not to forget that our very own dear country, Nigeria, will also be in. Nigeria, definitely Nigeria. Quickly, look at our top stories this sporting morning. Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. has already been fixed for the 19th of November. More injury woes for Super Eagles ahead of friendly encounter. Aziza Toshuala returns from injury as she joins up with the squad for the Japan friendly. Hugo Iloris has already been withdrawn from the France squad after suffering an injury. We'll be giving you fixtures and results of matches that were played during the course of yesterday. I will also give you fixtures that are to come your way. But certainly, I'm on top of the world. I also have two gentlemen who are also on top of the world. Will be my very own co-analyst this morning, Benjamin and Oscar. Oscar, quickly, good morning to you.
Good morning, Benjamin. Good morning, our listener. Today, you're welcome to another edition of the Mega Sports on Omega 101.7 FM, my radio, your radio.
Well, quickly, Benjamin, good morning to you.
Good morning, Muna. Good morning, sport listener across the globe, and welcome to Mega Sport on Omega 101.7 FM. Is that time again where we do it the way we normally do it?
Definitely, that time when we do it
Muna,
the way we normally do
did
it.
somebody sprinkle blood in the Nigerian camp? I don't understand,
That is
though.
another
I don't
question.
understand, though.
Don't worry, we're going to enter that because remember yesterday we talked about the AF Laune speaking blood on Quara United, and that did not affect them. But the camp of Super Eagles is looking scary at this point, but we'll still be entering that very news this morning. Quickly, let us kick off from the world of mixed martial arts, MMA, which is when we enter the octagon this morning, where we talk about Jose Aldo. He has said goodbye to UFC after agreeing his retirement yesterday. Jose Aldo, one of the greatest fighters to ever compete in UFC, is retiring from the world of mixed martial arts at the age of 36 years old. He reached an agreement to terminate his contract with the MMA official. So that is how it is at this point. So Jose Aldo was able to get a befitting farewell from the UFC faithful. He has competed for more than 18 years. He was a pro fighter in the year 2004. And 4 years later, he went on and became the featherweight champion. After 4 years, immediately, he made sure he had his first belt. So quickly, Jose Aldo making a goodbye to UFC. He had an historic fight against Conor McGregor in 2015, but he lost that encounter. He was not able to win that encounter, but still, he's still regarded as one of the big names in MMA. What's your take, your send-off words this morning, quickly, Benjamin?
Well, my send-off word will be this: you have tried, you have given your best, and I feel that it's going to be, let's say, the next few years is going to be boring for football because legends are retiring. We have seen it in Roger Federer and Serena Williams in tennis. We have seen it even in the next few years. We're going to see the likes of Ronaldo, Messi, and Ibrahimovic, Buffon, and even Joaquin of Real Betis. A lot of players will retire. That shows that the sports are gradually living, and sports is gradually seeing some legends leaving the game. And then this Jose Aldo leaving the UFC, he has given it his all to UFC. He has really shown that yes, I've given my best to it. So I feel maybe his body can no longer carry him in the fight, because when you go to the UFC, you need to be fit all the time.
Yes,
you need to be flexible. You need to have that ability. Let's say that resolve to ensure that you win all the time. And I feel that instead of allowing yourself to be seen by younger ones, to be disgraced in the right word, disgraced by younger ones, it's better you leave when the ovation is louder. So I think he took a good decision, and I wish him the best of luck.
Really, Oscar, your words for Jose Aldo this morning.
Well, I've always felt that, UFC or mixed martial arts in total is a kind of sport that takes its toll. So I feel once you start feeling, the effects immediately, and you feel like you can no longer compete in the highest possible, way, you should take a bow. And he's done everything he needs to do. Doesn't have any more to prove, really. So I think it's a good one that he's leaving when he's leaving.
Well, this is a good one for him. He retires as the number 6 ranked bantamweight in the MMA fighting global ranking. So that is how it is for Jose Aldo. We say a befitting farewell to you, and we hope that you will make an impact in the sport in the coming future. Now, over to our next story this morning. Now, this is one of the biggest news we've heard in the world of boxing. 2 men who are undefeated, 2 men who are champions, 2 men who have titles to their names, 2 men who are heavyweight showdowns. Well, Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford are on the verge of finally having a historic showdown for the undisputed welterweight title. Now, it has been reported that the date has been fixed for November 19. Now, looking at these 2 men, these men are undefeated. Well, for Crawford, for Terence Crawford, he has 22 knockouts. He has 28 fights and 28 wins in total. 22 of them have come by knockout. While for Errol Spence Jr., he is able to have 38 fights and 38 wins. 29 have come by knockouts. Currently, Errol Spence Jr. is the holder of the WBC, WBA, and IBF titles, while Crawford is for the WBO belts. Now, these 2 men will put these 2 titles on the line, and one person will be the undisputed champion. Now, looking at this showdown, what are we to expect on the 19th of November?
Muna, I know this kind of fight. I'm always sitting on the fence because I don't want anybody's record to be broken. Both men, like you rightly said, are undisputed and they've had knockout. So I feel, for me, if you were to ask me the result of this match, what I feel should be the result, I feel a draw will be enough for them because both men have incredible records.
Because there's a title on the line.
Well, I feel, but in boxing we have had matches that ended in draw.
Definitely.
So who says this can end in draw? Because I believe both men will not want to lose any of their titles, because you imagine a situation where you bring your title, I bring mine, and then at the end of the day, one person carries on the title and goes home. It's gonna be so painful. So for me, for all the things that both men have put, I feel that a draw will be enough for them.
Well, quickly, Oscar, looking at it, Errol Spence Jr. is the fans' favorite. He is one person that the fans love to say, okay, yes, he is this woman that we want to see continue with his streak in the world of boxing. Now, heading into this encounter with Terence Crawford, now, it is not going to be easy because both these men are undefeated. They have something to give in that ring. But one person must succumb to defeat.
First of all, that's what I want to say. Somebody has to lose. Even if the first five ends in a draw, they'll have to fix another one. It's a unification match. Yes. They want to unify those
both the belts.
So nobody can be hoping for a draw. You have to win or you lose. Is what's going to happen. But then for Errol is the younger one. He's 2 years younger than his opponents. And I don't when people say he's the favorite, I don't really see him as favorite, because it's like almost that they don't know what crowd. Okay, Errol has had 28 fights. Crawford has had 38, and he has won all his 38 with 29 coming from knockouts. So this is not somebody you step into the ring thinking that you are favorite. There is no favorites here. So you're going to go there with even if it would be better if he goes there as the underdog, because this guy has had more fights than you. He has had more wins. He has had more knockouts. So basically, you're the underdog. So if you're going there with the confidence that okay, I'm the people's favorite and I'm on top of, you're going to get beaten. So this is not the type that this is not a fight that somebody picks a favorite. Yeah, they are evenly matched when you look at their record. So it's 28, 38, 38, 38. I think okay. It's going to be a really tough one.
Okay, but I'm going to go contrary to Oscar. Okay, right? I'm going to use the match between Canelo Alvarez and Golovkin. Golovkin is, I think, 4 and maybe 8 to 10 years older than Alvarez. Much older, and he has had more fights and even more victories. So, but before entering into the fight, people gave Alvarez the advantage, and he went on to prove that indeed he had the advantage. He won that match.
So Golovkin was a whole lot older. These people are just 32,
Both these
34.
men are
There's
still in their prime.
32, 34. There's nothing there. It's
Just
not like
2 years.
it's not like I'm way older than
Yeah.
you. They are still in the same. In fact,
Just
age
2 years
brackets,
is that
they are
different.
still in
It's
the
just
same.
like
They are still the same
Cristiano
I'm
age.
not talking about the age. I'm talking about the number of victories, because you are saying that right now that Crawford have had more victories than Spence.
Yes.
And then you're not saying that Spence
It means
Yes.
he has been in more fights. That's where I'm coming from. Not about the win. He has been in more fights, and you are still in the same age brackets with him, and he has had more fights and had more wins. So you can't come and say I am the favorite. No, there's no favorite in this. You're fighting somebody who is pound for pound match for you everywhere.
But look at it, fans and pundits alike have given Spence
But you're forgetting that it's not fans and pundits
that is going to fight that day.
But
How fans
sometimes
gave Joshua everything.
But sometimes I think the fans and pundits normally look at their performance currently. So for them to have given Spence
their performance currently,
that shows that
it's the same.
I think maybe they're looking at their last match. Maybe at the last match, how they performed their last match.
They both won.
I know, but what I'm saying is this. Oscar Amuna is this, that me going to that match and the fans, okay, Spence should be the person to more the fighter to win.
Yes.
Now I feel that he should not go there with less confidence. He should, okay, yes, the fans have given me the pundits, yes. Let me go and prove myself. So I won't agree with Oscar saying that he should go as an underdog. Let him go with that confidence that yes, people expect me, people are looking up to me to win. And I feel that if he goes there, the same thing happened to Alvarez. He went there with the confidence.
You're only making reference to Carlos Alvarez, but you're not talking about what your hype did to Anthony Joshua.
But
he went there and
I for one felt that Anthony Joshua fighting Usyk in that other match was just too early. I said it in this one. I said it. Muna can be a witness. I said it was too early that Joshua was going to get a beating. I said it on this show. So I never for once hyped Joshua. But now coming to this match, Alvarez, even he said it himself that the fans expect him to do much, and then he went there and proved himself. So I feel Spence should also have that mentality, going to that match and then prove himself that yes, the fans want me to win, and then I must win.
Definitely, we'll see how that encounter we're gonna save the date. The 19th day in the month of November. Errol Spence Jr. will take on Terence Crawford. Both men are undefeated at this point. This is an encounter for the first undisputed welterweight title match for the WBC, WBA, IBF, and WBO titles. It will be held at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. So that is what we are expecting to come our way. Do not forget, it is 5 days away as we are expecting the encounter between Floyd Money Mayweather and Mikura Asakura on the 25th day in the month of September. So we are expecting Floyd Money Mayweather to take on Mikuru Asakura in an exhibition encounter in Tokyo, Japan. Do not forget that basketball will soon make a return. 18th of October is when basketball is going to make a return. And we are still talking about Kevin Durant, who seemingly has not yet left Brooklyn Nets. And there are possibilities that he will start the season with the Bucks. He might leave the course of the season. But let us see how that is going to go down quickly. Let us switch over to tennis this morning and enter the current ATP rankings. The latest ATP rankings have been released, and as it stands now, for the men's category, Carlos Alcaraz is number 1, Kasper Ruud is 2nd, Rafael Nadal 3rd, Daniel Medvedev 4th, Alexander Zverev is 5th, Stefanos Tsitsipas 6th position, Novak Djokovic 7th, Cameron Norrie 8th, Andy Rublev 9th, and Hubert Hurkacz in the 10th position. Nick Kyrgios currently is number 20. He was not able to move into the top 10 as we all expected him to be. Are you surprised with this rankings, Benjamin?
Well, I'm not surprised because yesterday I mentioned it that he has not had a spectacular season. He has not even proven himself when it matters. And the fact that he was engaged in so much controversy. Let's not forget what happened at the US Open, yes, where he hit his racket twice on the court. He was so he could not control his emotion. He also did that at the Wimbledon. So I feel that aside from his poor performance, another attitude that might have proven that might have been his undoing going to this ranking was his attitude. His attitude was not really so encouraging. He allowed his emotions to get over him most times. So I feel that if he should work on his attitude and then improve his performance, I see him being in the top 5 at least next ranking.
Quickly, Oscar, I have a different switch in this. Now, looking at Rafael Nadal, Rafael Nadal is one man. He is above 30. He's in the class of Roger Federer, but he's still doing excellent. He currently is number 3 at this point. Do you see him having a motivation, trying to be number 1 before calling it retirement, or he should just enjoy it as it is going at this point?
Well, I think he's at a point in his career where he just does it for the love of the game, and it's not. There's nothing to push for. He has won it all. He has seen it all, and he has done it all. It's like how Lionel Messi plays football these days. He's no longer chasing the top scorers or whatever. He's just trying to enjoy his football. He's just playing. So that's where I think Rafael Nadal should be at. Because if you chase these youngsters, you might crash at some point. Yeah, so I think he should just play his game and enjoy himself.
Well, let us see how it is going to. In the women's division now, Iga Swiatek is first. Onas Jabua is in the second position. It's not easy. African woman, the only woman from Tunisia, able to make sure that she is putting up smiles on people's faces as she is the Minister for Happiness from her country. Annette Konavet is third, Paula Badosa fourth, Jessica Pegula fifth, Maria Sakkari sixth, Ariana Sabalenka seventh, Coco Gauff is eighth, Simona Halep ninth, and Caroline Garcia in the 10th position. In the top 20, there is no Emma Raducanu. Remember that she had a very, very bad start to the US Open. So that is how we stand in that very, very, very well. Now, switching over to the African scene this morning quickly, we will begin from the camp of Super Eagles, where it is becoming a very, very big cause of worry, because at this point now, the injury crisis in the Super Eagles squad is very, very, very annoying. Victor Osimhen out, Umar Sadiq out, Semilogo Ajayi is out as well, and now yesterday we heard that Ahmed Musa also has pulled out of the Super Eagles squad. What does this smell do for Jose Peseiro heading into their game against Algeria?
I'm even hearing that Chukwueze is also injured.
Chukwueze is out. Not that Chukwueze is injured, it's just that he said, so he gave an excuse like that, said that that he is unavailable. But we don't know if it's injury issues, but he is unavailable at this point.
It's a cause of worry, really, for going into this match that we're going into. They needed all the players to be around so that the coach will have a feel of the players he has around. But what has happened, and I think he has to move forward. Call more people back in, like Joe Aribo, that I didn't even understand why he was dropped in the first place.
Oh, that is another debate. Do you feel Joe Aribo should have made the team? Looking at the fact that in Southampton, he's not a regular starter, and the minutes he's given, he hardly played an impact.
Nobody comes into any Premier League team, and it's very hard to become a starter. So, but we all know the quality Aribo possesses. So I don't think because he's not getting way too much minutes, it's not enough reason to drop him. I think he's still a quality player, and he should be called into that team. So I think he needs Aribo to now come in with all this injury crisis and then have a feel of all the players.
Well, for me, I'm so worried about this injury crisis, because I feel that since the emergence of Jose Peseiro coming to this team, I think Algeria and Portugal are going to be the first two big nations they're going to play. So we need players to gel, to at least to I can have a feel. Okay, yes, this is going to be my starting level. And now all these players having injuries, I think it's going to disorient the coach and give maybe disrupt his strategy, disrupt his plan. So it's a bad one for us. And we just hope that now Sadiq Umar is good out of the rest of the season. Osimhen at least to the end of this month. Ahmed Musa has not been. The number of weeks he's going to stay out has not been finalized. And then you have Leon Balogun who is still out for at least 2 months. And then
Chukwueze is out.
Wow.
Is out.
So that is a very sad one for us. But the fact, my joy is this: it's still a friendly match. At least we're not going to a competitive match. So at least we can use this opportunity to test other players, so that by the time the Nations Cup qualifier resumes and the World Cup qualifier resumes, we can have all these players back and to play for us.
Well, let us see how it will go. Now, looking at it, the persons to replace Ahmed Musa is Casper Pierce Godwin Saviour. He was drafted as a replacement for Super Eagles captain Ahmed Musa, and Ebube Duru, who is a defender. He was drafted to replace Samuel Chukwueze. So a quick rundown of the full squad list. Francis Usoho, Maduka Okoye, and Adeleye Adebayo are the goalkeepers for our very own Super Eagles. And as it stands now, 18 players have already arrived camp as at yesterday. ahead of 25 players. So in the midfield, we have Wilfred Ndidi, Frank Onyeka, Alex Iwobi, and Richard Onyedika. For our forwards, we have Godwin, Saviour, we have Kelechi Iheanacho, Moses Simon, no Samuel Chukwueze, so it is Ebubeduru, one of the defenders as well. We also have Ademola Lookman, Taiwo Awoniyi, Chidera Ejuke, Sergio Dessa, Sterling Murphy, Emmanuel Dennis, who is also one of the players in that team. For our defenders, Williams Ekong, Kenneth Omeru, Chidozia Awazim, Ola Oluwa Aina. We also have Zaidu Sanusi, Kevin Akpoboma, and Leon Balogu. So these are and also Ebubeduru. These are defenders for the Super Eagles. Now, another quick question. Wilfred Ndidi has been in bad form for Leicester City. Now, heading into the camp of Super Eagles, what should be his headspace and how does he feel he can't change that atmosphere? Because I was listening to the interview of Jubi Telemans while he was with the Belgian team, and he said currently in Leicester City, they are in shambles right now, but he's happy that they were able to at least get international break and get away from the whole team pressure and the national team. Now, what would be the headspace of Wilfred Ndidi at this point?
You know what is actually happening to Ndidi now is you go to training in the week, and then you're not sure which position you're going to play come the match day. So that is what is affecting, because if you have a clear path that okay, I'm going to play in the midfield. So you train as a midfielder, but now he's training as a defender and then he's training as a midfielder. It's really showing in his game, it's affecting his gameplay. So this international break is going to be a chance for him to reinvent himself. He knows that he's not going to the Super Eagles to play as a defender. Yeah. He's definitely going to play as a midfielder, that midfield breaker. So the job he knows how to do best. So I think it's a chance for him to get back to basics, start afresh and do what he knows how to do best, and maybe from there his form will go
now on. Quickly, Benjamin, Alex Iwobi has been excellent for Everton since the start of the season under Frank Lampard. Now, what do you feel Jose Pesiero's plans for Iwobi might be? Because we've seen many coaches make that mistake of playing Iwobi as the 10 or as a winger, and when you play him in these heavy positions, Iwobi tends to underperform. What do you think would be the plan of Pesiero now for Iwobi, wanting to still get the best out of you, just as Frank Lampard is doing in Everton?
Well, and for me, I feel that Iwobi coming to that Super Eagles team. Well, once I was talking about Iwobi is this: when he gets to Super Eagles team, he really does not perform. The only time I felt that Iwobi really performed well was when we were playing the qualifiers ahead of the 2018 World Cup. Iwobi was superb then. But ever since that time, even the Nations Cup, he really didn't give his best. So I feel that it's not about where you put him, it's not about where you play him. It's about the mentality. Okay, yes, and let me give my best for this country. You see, like I normally say, country football is different from club football. Club football, you are free to have enough chances playing week in, week out. But in country football, you only have just one chance, and then you go back to your club. So I feel that playing will be in the number 10 position. It might do well. It might even flop. So it depends on the mentality of the player. I don't feel that position really matters. So Jose Pesero should at least get from the clue of Lampard, know what Lampard is doing right for Iwobi, and then go from that leave, and then let's see how we can implement it.
Okay, Oscar, what's your take on this? Alex Iwobi heady, because if you ask me, he is one of the best players in base midfielders at this first half of this first stage of the season in the Premier League. He's one of those players who is doing his job well in midfield. Now, Jose Pesero, what should he do with Iwobi to still bring that fantastic Iwobi to Super Eagles?
The one thing that Frank Lampard has been able to do is give him a free role in midfield. Don't say either a 10 or an 8 or the 4. So just give him a free role. He goes around, picks the ball, makes the passes. I think that's where
he's
he
the
plays
main
best.
Man in the midfield.
If you can give him that thrust in the Super Eagles too, I think he can run it. He can go deep, collect the ball. Then when it's time for attacking, he can join up with the attackers, and then don't make him stagnant. Iwobi is not a player that thrives when he's playing a particular position. If you keep him at the number 10, he will get overrun. But if you let him roam around, he knows how to lose players, lose markers, and then pick up spaces and then pick the right passes. So you just have to trust him in that midfield, give him a little bit of freedom to roam the
Well, something came to my head now. Looking at the form of Iwobi, don't you think pairing Iwobi and Avibo in midfield together with Wilfred Ndidi, don't you think this would be the perfect 3-man midfield that Nigeria has been crying for over the year? Looking at the way their gameplay is, because Iwobi is now more of a box-to-box player under Frank Lampard. He has been doing it well this season. Imagine playing him with Aribo and also Ndidi, who is a main workaholic in midfield. What do you think?
Well, let's not forget that Aribo also had the same playing pattern with Iwobi. Aribo is also this kind of player that likes to move about the ball. He's a free role player. You don't keep Aribo once. I won't play. That's what I feel is affecting us sometimes, because Southampton's coach is trying to make him now play the center midfield, play the defensive midfield, play the attacking midfield. And Aribo is not that kind of player. We saw what he did at Rangers. He was allowed to play the free role, and I feel that now. But I don't agree with Aribo and Iwobi playing that midfield, because together. when you have two free role midfielder, if there's a counter attack, who will be there? Indeed, is someone that is a good defensive midfielder, quite alright, but he can't do the job alone. He needs someone to assist him. So I feel that either Iwobi or Aribo should play that free role, and then someone should play the central midfield. Now, talking about central midfield, I think Aribo plays more than Iwobi. Iwobi plays like his uncle. JJ Okocha. It's all that you can't stop one play, but Aribo can manage to play one. We have seen he doing it against Southampton. For Southampton, he has been able to stay in one place and perform, even though not to the quality we all know him to, but at least he gave some little bit of performance. So I feel that Iwobi and Aribo playing the free role is not going to spell doom for Nigeria. The best thing is play Iwobi in the free role, play Aribo in the center midfield, and then Iwobi, in the radar in the defensive midfield.
What's your take on this?
But I still think a midfield of Aribo and Iwobi will not work. Because if you're giving somebody a free role, you need to at least two people that are hard tacklers that can mark.
Okay,
maybe like Everton does. They played Onana and Gueye for him.
Ghana,
that's the only way he had that freedom to roam around, and then there were no leakages for opponents too. So if you're going to have somebody playing that kind of free role, even when Hazard was in Chelsea and he was playing that free role, we made sure we had like Matic and Kante or something like that. If you have two players and if you have a player that cannot really mark, and then you would be giving him a free role, it's only going to be Ndidi and he will get exposed. So I think if you're going to have that free role, you have two people that will be doing that, running around and marking for him. So
okay, no problem. I like the analysis about because when you said something about it, that was what brought me to the mind of Frank Onyeka being in the team. So it will be a situation Frank Onyeka, Wilfred Ndidi, and Alex Iwobi. So Iwobi being the free role. So let's see how Peseiro will be able to harness such a fantastic team for Super Eagles. They are currently in Constantine in Algeria at this point, preparing for their first leg of their game. The first leg, the encounter will take place at the Malidou Hadeifi Stadium, Oran, in Saudi Arabia on Tuesday, September 27. So that is what we are. And before that, Algeria will be in action during the course of this international break. Before they take on Nigeria, they are going to be taking on fellow African counterparts as well. Before they will take on Guinea. They will take on Guinea on September 23, which is 3 days from today. So they will play 2 encounters before the end of the current international window. So let us see how it is going to go for our dear Super Eagle. Now, switching over to the European scene this morning. Now, a very sad news came out where we heard about the Pogba brothers. Now, currently as it stands now, Matthias Pogba has been formally charged with extortion from his brother Paul Pogba. Remember when Paul Pogba, it was said that at one point there were some armed robbers who came to his house to harass him, and all that story came out. And now it has been seen that his brother has a lead into that case that happened with Paul Labilevo, which brings us to the question that is it a case of when you are popular as an African outside and at one point probably family feels like you're not giving them all that attention, or probably jealousy keeps in and all that. This particular thing, because we've seen it not happen with only Pogba, but other African brothers as well. It has happened to a lot. But the Pogba brothers came to line up because of the kind of player who Paul Pogba is. Now, looking at it now, Matthias Pogba has already been formally charged with extortion from his brother Paul Pogba. So how is this a lesson to other brothers who are currently coming up in the sports world, particularly in football, where we know has a lot of money?
Well, this is a sad news. This is a sad I must confess, because I feel that Pogba is a player that has always carried his brothers along. If you go to his let's say pictures on social media pages, you see him taking pictures with his brother.
But
So
he's the most successful.
it might be the most successful, but that Pogba has never neglected his brother. I feel that his brother concocted that crime against him was just so bad. He could have asked Pogba, okay, please, I need some money, please help with it. Besides, he's a professional player as well. He earns his own salary. So if it's not enough, I needed money. Why didn't he ask? Why must he concord that crime? So I feel that unity among them now has been broken. That trust among them has been broken because they are always like doing their things as brothers. And now Pogba now realizing that his brother is not even his younger brother, his older brother is someone who is backstabbing him and maybe planning some criminal activities against him. I don't feel that family will be united again. It's a very sad one, I must say.
Well, the thing is, for Pogba now at this point, he has been a target of extortion by childhood friends since March and has paid £85,000. He has paid £85,000 to that group in the spring. Judicial sources, as they said, that happened this month. And they have said that there are 5 suspects in the plan to extort money from Pogba. They are all aged between 27 and 30 years. And in those 5 suspects, his brother Matthias Pogba is one of them. Quickly, Oscar, what's your take on this story?
I think it takes me back to one of my newly found favorite songs, Onye Mageme, that kind of thing. So it's really sad that in his case it's his own blood brother that is plotting against him. It's really sad. I don't understand why you would want to do that. I don't think there is something you would ask your own brother to do. Somebody like in Pogba's level, he has all the money in the world. So I don't think if you needed money and you asked him, how much will you even need, that he won't be able to provide for you. So going through the back to make plans to, I don't understand where he was coming from. I don't understand. Maybe something might have happened that we are not privileged to. But
get.
I don't know. Nothing would ever justify that kind of behavior or action. Because like Benjamin said, you're a footballer too. Yeah. You can go and work on yourself and get better, and then
make sure
in a little bit, yeah. Nobody too old to start earning big. Yes. Look at Edward Mendy. He didn't even start playing, professional football. Yeah. So I don't think you can still reinvent yourself since you've once been a professional player. You can reinvent yourself, train, and then make your own money. Not looking at somebody else to help you, make concocting plans to attack some other person because of.
Well, let us see how it is going to go for the Labile brothers. Paul Pogba, currently as it stands now, there are reports saying that his brother Matthias Pogba has been formally charged with extortion from him because it is a very, very sad one at this point. But let us see how it is going to go down. Now, quickly still talking about internationals this morning. Hugo Lloris has withdrawn from the France squad after he has an injury. He has been withdrawn from one. He will not play matches against Austria and Denmark after suffering a thigh injury. The last game he played was for Tottenham in their 6-2 victory over Leicester City during the weekend. And as it stands now, his replacement is Alfred Lafont. He has replaced Hugo Lloris. Also in the France team, Theo Hernandez as well for AC Milan picked up an injury and he has been replaced by Lucas Digne. So that is how it is from the France nationals. Also to tell you that Olivier Giroud and Ousmane Dembele have also been called up for as well to the France national team. Now, quickly, before we move over to our next story, let's quickly talk about weekend games. Leicester City and Tottenham Hotspur played during the weekend, and it was shambles for Leicester City. It brought me to the question. I just have one question. If you were Brendan Rodgers at this point, would you give up on the Leicester City squad or try to make something out of the squad? Quickly, Oscar. If you are Brendan Rodgers, would you give up on the team?
Personally, I don't think anybody gives up on. These are his boys, so I don't think it would be okay. He wouldn't even think about giving up on them. But it's then obvious that the management is not backing him, because I don't see how you can spend the whole summer transfer window and you didn't even get any players. They only signed the goalkeeper because Michael wanted to leave. That was the only reason they had to sign a goalkeeper. So he was not backed.
And the goalkeeper was a free agent.
Yeah, he was not backed at all in that transfer window. So I don't think they weren't expecting much from him. So I think what he has to do is now is, get back to basics. Stop thinking, okay, yeah, Leicester City, we finished in the top 4 and what all that. No, leave that behind. Focus on the basic football. Defend when you need to defend. It's now obvious that you're no longer that Leicester. The fear factor is no longer there. You're not winning matches. So go back to basics. Do what small clubs do. Defend and then try to hit on the counter. Because that's if they don't do that, if they keep doing what Leicester has been known to do, attacking and attacking, they'll get relegated.
So currently, so Leicester City are currently 20th in the league.
They
So
haven't won a game. They have only 1 point.
And the fact that Wilfred Ndidi and Madison have not been in spectacular form shows that Leicester City are even Jamie Vardy, all of them have not been in spectacular form. That shows that Leicester City are having this let's say not even form problem. They might be having some internal issues that we are not even aware of. Maybe everything that maybe players come out to say to the media. Sometimes they may have some issues which might affect their mentality going into matches. So I feel if I to be just I will not give up. Just like Oscar like you said, no manager gives up on his team. You always believe that you will always come good. We saw it in Southampton last season. Southampton played woefully towards the tail end. Even as of March, Southampton were playing woefully. But April, May, and May, they I don't know the kind of form they had, and they finished in the I think top 10, if I'm not mistaken, top 10. Just within 2 months, they were so they were blazing from all cylinders. So Leicester City can still come out good. We have seen teams come from 20th position and survive relegation. So it just how many matches? Just 8 or 9 matches right now, and then you still have up to like 20 or 20 or up to 30 matches left. So I feel the season is still early to give up. So what he needs to do is just work let's say have a plan. Maybe so go back to the drawing board. I thank God for the international break. At least I use that one to relax, to think of what next to do. Maybe have a plan, go to the drawing board, plan again, and then okay, yes, this is not working. Let me try this way. And I feel that if you try it another way, perhaps giving it that permanent role, not switching him from defense to midfield. Leicester will come good because they are one of the teams I like. Apart from Man and the top big teams, Leicester City is also another club that I fancy.
Let us see how Leicester City will be able to. They are nicknamed the Foxes, but it seems like at this point the Foxes are no longer feared in Premier League. But let us see how the Foxes and their very own head coach in the name of Brendan Rodgers will be able to revive the team. Now one of our last in Brighton have appointed Roberto De Zerbi as their new head coach. The Italian has been out of work after leaving Shakhtar Donetsk in July following Russia's invasion. He had previously spent 3 years in charge of Serie A side Sassuolo before leaving for Shakhtar Donetsk. So as it stands now, they've already been able to appoint him. Zerbi met the chairman of Brighton in the name of Tony Bloom to be able to finalize a 4-year deal. And his first game is going to be against Liverpool next Saturday when the Premier League is going to be done. That is in the month of October. Now, in the month of October. Now, looking at it, you went to appoint a coach who has been out of contract, bringing him into the team. Is that a good one for them? Because we know that Brighton currently sits 4th in the Premier League, and you won't want to continue because you can't start on such form and halt it at this point. So, what do you think will be to expect from Roberto Zerbi? Because you were out of contract, but you were eventually brought into a team, and you were brought to the Premier League, one of the toughest leagues in the world.
Well, for me, I feel that that Brighton are not a team that requires that quality coach. Because if you look at the Brighton team, they play as a team. They don't play with coach instruction. Now look at Graham Potter now leaving Brighton for Chelsea. In his first 2 matches, he has not really performed well. He even played a draw against Salzburg in the Champions League. That shows that Chelsea are not really, let's say Chelsea need a quality coach above the likes of Graham Potter. So Brighton are not a team that really needs that quality coach. You can bring any coach. Muna, you can also coach them. Any player, anybody can go there and coach them. The players do not need that quality coach. The players always have that synergy. And when Brighton played Manchester United last season and they won Manchester United by I think 4-0, 4 goals or 5 goals, if I'm not mistaken. I saw something in that team. I saw that, let's say, that Leicester City team of 2015. That team that didn't require coach to win games. They play like a team. They only know where their position. They only know where, let's say, they only know themselves. So they play like a team. So I feel that now the coach coming in and bringing a coach that have been out of contract or job since July. it's not really going to be, let's say, a bad one for them. They got to already understand each other.
No problem. Oscar, your take on this.
It's funny. Your take on this is very, very funny. They play as a team and it happened by magic.
But wait.
It didn't happen by magic. This is what Graham Potter did. Do you know that? Do you know what Leandro Trossard plays?
But the same Graham Potter went to Chelsea and haven't done well. Just 2 games. He's not done well.
It's just his first 2 games. His first 2 games in Brighton. He didn't do well either.
But no, we are not saying that. No, the question Muna is asking this morning.
If they need it,
you think if the coach will do well at Brighton?
That's the question you should have answered. Not saying that they play like a team and don't need a coach.
No. I'm not saying. Look at
their brilliance is because of what Graham Potter did.
No, I don't think so.
Leandro Trossard is an attacking midfielder who was moved to wing back, and he's one of the best players in that Brighton team. It's not every coach that will play Trossard as a wing back.
In the next 2 weeks, I'm going to ask Oscar this question.
I will answer you.
How is Chelsea faring on that Graham Potter?
No problem.
Because I feel that Graham Potter will not bring that quality to that team.
We'll see what is going to happen with Brighton. Graham Potter with Chelsea and the recent head coach Roberto Zerbi, who is the current head coach of Brighton as well. Now, still talking about internationals before we open the phone lines. James Rodriguez has signed for Olympiacos and he has joined former Real Madrid teammate Marcelo. As James Rodriguez said, he wants to return back to Europe to gain his name quickly. Yeah, tomorrow we'll talk about this because the sudden fall of James Rodriguez is something I am not happy about. Gerard Piqué has come out to cancel out any retirement plans, saying that he still wants to be in competition and in contention. But if you ask me, with this present Barcelona squad, I doubt if you will get a role in starting with the team. But let us see how that is going to go down. There is no match. There are no matches that are going to be played today, but tomorrow the UEFA Nations League is going to resume. So tomorrow we'll be giving you fixtures of what you are to expect. But before, let us really say it. Scotland will take on Ukraine tomorrow by 7:45 p.m. 0815-1017-777 or 0907-112-1017. Hello, good morning to you. Good morning to you. You're welcome.
Thank you. Now, each of the some of the players is okay. See, I think that we have to find that everything on this. Everything about the business. If they check the history of strikers, the people that did well, they were from low teams. Most of them were not from stage. One of the countries, again, we are able to play more, can read and affect. One of those players were watching the TV. So why not look for the grassroots players and give them a chance, give the opportunity. Let's go there. The players that every play for play, they will play. So why not give some of them a chance? So I think that this is a special play. Let me be exactly. Come on, go say they were 3 for 3. They have not watched the TV before. So why not? I want to share with people that go, what place they can play and always forget about the big men. I'll come and they have operation, they have men. Take about the men. Let us look for people that are up by their breath. People that are playing their breath. Not for those people, they're not begging, they're going to beg, they want players who are playing their breath. And then they to give you because a group more than what you said. So why not use the opportunity for the local boys? I believe the local boys, they will do what are those professional boys. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you very much for your contribution this morning. 0815-1017-777 or 0907-112-1017. If you are watching us live on Facebook, you could also send your messages. Good morning, Mona, Oscar, Benjamin. Paul Pogba's case is typical African mentality at work. I hope everything will be settled amicably. Leicester City looked doomed. Brendan Rodgers should try and recover. Brendan Rodgers should resign now or be at risk to be sacked. Arsenal renewed their title ambition when they were able to make sure that they defeated Brentford over the weekend. We are watching how the entire scenario is going to manifest. Nwosu Esidawa from Aaron Dizogo. Hello, good morning to you. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I want to speak on the injury issue of our striker, this team. I wish you a good recovery. Then, as it concerns the Premier League, she said, from Premier League, not all of them, she said,
Yes.
it is their culture here. But as for me, that match might have been shifted, but not all the time. Let's shifted to today, Tuesday and Wednesday. Because you know that the World Cup is coming quite soon.
Okay.
Then there's no problem. As my one thought, not United, I wish them good luck in all their oncoming matches.
No problem.
I hope they will continue their victory. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very, very much for your contribution this morning. Do not forget that players are not machines. They are also human beings like us. 0815 1017 777 or 0907 If you are watching us live on Facebook, you could also drop your comments. So what do we have on Facebook this morning?
All right, on Facebook, we also have only 2 comments. This one is from Wanchuku Kenneth, I say voice of him. He says, you people are doing marvelously well. Thank you so much. And then we have Edu Black Wave. He says, watching you live all the way from Nibo in Oka South. Thanks. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that message on Facebook. Hello, good morning to you. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Oscar.
Good morning. You're welcome.
These are the 3 wise men, one wise. But the one I let me tell you that they are my first analyst of the year.
No problem. No problem. Thank you very much. Quickly, your name and location.
Well, this is Saudi Arabia. I'm getting from
You're welcome, sir. Quickly.
The two on the different conference that they are called in Texas. I think Texas.
Yes, in Las Vegas, not Texas. Las Vegas.
Okay, Las Vegas.
Yes.
At the end of the month, one was the ticket, and the other one will see answer on the ticket.
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
it is not like the Nigerian presidency. We have what happens to this fund. You have to practice very well. You have to give the job. You have to manage yourself forward and back in order to get points. That will bring you to that final exit and final winning. As for that, coming to our dear Chicago, it is ingredient, but all the time, it is a way of bringing on board some of the untapped players that will showcase their flight and maybe come to a life. So I think that is all for me this morning.
No problem. Thank you very much, Toki B, for your contribution this morning. Gentlemen, quickly, your last words as we wrap up on the show this morning.
I think I'll be joining the guy that spoke about getting some local players to join with the Super Eagles. I think it's not really a totally bad idea. At least maybe pick from the people that finished first or second. They should have good players,
Definitely,
and they should be on international break too. So look at there, and somebody might just surprise you. You never know. This is football. You might just bring somebody and you just get wowed. So
definitely.
I think it's something that they should really look at.
No problem.
Now, my last one will still be on Pogba. I feel that he should just perhaps let go of the crime. Yeah, his brother. I know it's maybe very painful, but as his brother, just slightly forgive and forget. But should be very careful when it was, because we have seen this happen to not only Pogba, but there is this let's say Zimbabwean player that had enough money, and then his girlfriend, his girlfriend, fiancé, ended up was let's say framing him up and then taking all the whole money. So we have seen that many African players and maybe other players from other continents. So it's something that we see all the time, but you just forgive for family's sake and perhaps be very careful in the future.
Well, let us see how it is going to go for the Pogba brothers. Well, gentlemen, thank you for doing this with me this morning. Tomorrow, we are still going to make a return. Mega Sports is surely going to make a return. Do not forget that we have our branch as well in Ikuloda. So if you want to do business with Omega 101.7 FM. We are closer to you as we have an office in Colombia. Do make sure you visit our branch and we will be able to serve you better. Tomorrow, we are going to make a return on the show. But until then, from then up until now, we are still going to keep it that you should keep staying sporting, engage in sporting activities. It helps alleviate you of stress. Listen to the anthem of Atletico Madrid as we tell you bye-bye this morning.